What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz, and in this video we hit part 2 of 3 parts on that interview with Kevin. And just to remind people that haven't actually watched, besides me looking like a giant next to Kevin, I don't know what that guy was thinking. I don't know how he filmed, but again, like I said, I'm not a cinematographer, I'm not an editor. But besides talking to Kevin, he revealed to us how much he made not only in his first month reselling, and it's reselling done the dummies way, pretty much me telling you what to buy, what to resell, all that good stuff. But he also reveals how he not only sold things on eBay, but he also sold them on the streets. Now, I know what a lot of people are thinking, like, what the hell was Kevin selling himself? Was he on a corner or something like that? No, that's not the case. Kevin was selling things via Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. So in this part of the actual interview, he goes more in depth about the products he was selling on Craigslist, as well as the profit margins he was seeing. Like I said before, you guys can do this too. It's super easy. Any dummy can do it. In fact, I came up with it. So what does that tell you? Well, you're going to see a whole lot. And remember, reselling's been around since the dawn of time. It will continue to be around until zombies take over the earth. So in this part, we find out exactly what he made, what he sold, and what he's doing now. So I'm ready for this. I hope you are. Let's do this. Let me ask you this question, because I know a lot of people will be saying, well, Kevin, like Bowflex, that's super expensive. That's like $300. I have to put $300 on the line. You mentioned times 5. You had 5 at one point. That's $1,500. How do I do this if I don't have a lot of money? Can I do it? What kind of bankroll do I need?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So there's so many products out there. Bowflexes, they're a little bit on the pricier end, but you can even do webcams. Webcams, they retail for about $70, $75 for a nice Logitech webcam. And you can flip this for about 1.75x, about 2x pretty easily, right? And so I would say, a bankroll, for me, I just put it on my credit card and I just flip them as fast as I can. And really, depending on what kind of credit card you have, you can extend your credit card payment up to 2 months without getting an interest charge incurred. So again, you really don't have to have that much money. If you don't have a big bankroll, you only have a couple $100s, it just means you have to go a little bit slower at first. But again, you're going to be able to sell these things pretty quickly because, the products that we suggest, the products that we look at they all have a pretty high sell-through rate.
Right. And with that being said, what sites do you like to buy from? What sites would people go and buy this merchandise from?
Yeah, so for me personally, my favorite site is just Amazon. I just use my Amazon Prime account, right? Super quick, ships in a couple of days, depending on what the product is. But you can even go through, retailers' eBay accounts. Like you can go through an eBay store, you can buy stuff at retail. You can go through Walmart, you can go through Target. There's just so many different options out there. Just depending on the products, you really have, your pick of the litter of what you want to do in terms of retailers.
Right. And with that being said, what's the most amount of money you've actually ever made from a single transaction doing this strategy?
Yeah, I think in the past couple of months, I think the biggest transaction I've ever made was probably a Bowflex. I was able to flip it for about $600. So I think profit-wise, after all that, is about $275 for a single transaction in the past couple of months. But I think when you're talking about all-time biggest transaction, probably, I probably sold like a sneaker. It was probably an off-white Jordan that I got for, I think it was like $240 with tax included, shipped to my door, and I flipped it for about, I think it was like $875. So again, these are pretty hefty profits for a one-time sale.
Yeah, absolutely. I've done pretty well flipping some sneakers that I got both at Ross as well as like the Nike store and even Marshalls. And I'm surprised at the amount of sneakers that are out there that people don't even realize that they pass by on a day-to-day basis that could be flipped almost instantaneously on a site like StockX. And which brings me to the next question. I like reselling. I like StockX. I know you like GOAT, which is another sneaker reselling site. And I love selling on eBay, which I know you like selling on eBay too. But there's one particular site that you absolutely love. We've already touched on it already. But what is your favorite marketplace out of all the marketplaces to resell this stuff?
At as old school and as crazy as it sounds, I think Craigslist is probably one of the best for, my local geographical location. So I live in San Francisco. Craigslist just happens to have a ton of people on there, just always looking for things. Again, there's so many different marketplaces. You kind of just have to test based upon like where your location is, right? Because in Miami, it probably is, a little bit different. It might be Facebook Marketplace. It might just be eBay, right? So, yeah, like you mentioned, sneakers. I love you selling on Goat. But another, I guess lesser known app or site that I like to sell on is actually Grailed. Like I sell a ton of just like hype beast streetwear clothing on Grailed that you can flip. I recently flipped a rare LA Dodgers hat that I bought for $75 and I flipped it for $158, and it was just a quick flip, and I just 2x'd it right there. So there's just so many opportunities out there. And again, it's just so easy. Like you, you buy the product by a click of a button, and you list it with a click of a button, and you just wait. It's not like your customers are coming into your store and you have to like talk to them or anything like that. You just wait for a sale to hit and you just ship it out. It's as easy as that.
Yeah, it's actually very addicting. Like I, for one, get addicted to it, and I love to flip things because it almost feels like it's free money. And there are so many opportunities out there. And that's one of the reasons why we're trying to put together a community, which we'll talk about at the end of this call. But I want to talk about what's hot right now, Kevin. Tell people what your biggest score this week was and what you predict it's going to sell for. So we're getting into some crystal ball shit here. We're going to see how your Lady Cleo does and how you're able to predict what this will sell for. So kind of tell me about it.
Yeah, so I think the biggest scores that we both had this week were probably the PS5s. PS5s, they randomly dropped pre-orders on Amazon, Best Buy, Target. I think I personally got 3 of them, 3 of them pre-ordered. And again, PS5s, they're dropping your pre-orders. They're going to ship out in November, right before the holiday seasons. They retail for about $500, I think $550 with tax shipping to California. I think it's easily going to go for $800. But my prediction of this price, I think during Christmas time when there's this buying frenzy for holiday gifts, it's easily going to hit $1,000. That's my prediction. I think locally you might find a parent who, they need to find a last minute gift. You can flip this for easily $1,000. That's my prediction. Putting it out right here.
I agree with you. I was sleeping on the job when the first drop happened, so I missed that one, which is Amazon. But again, we're not just dealing with Amazon here. We got Walmart, we got Target. I was also sleeping on the job when Walmart happened, but I did manage to get lucky on Target. So my next question to you is, how easy are we trying to make it for people to be able to know that this is available? Like you literally were my alert the past few days because I did not have, we're doing this all on Discord. So we have a Discord server with the group already on it. But I was not on my Discord. I was kind of lounging around, going to sleep early. And I got a Skype from Kevin that said PS5 on Walmart. I missed that one, but I got the PS5 on Target. And I ran over there like a lunatic and I managed to cop a PS5. So can you tell us a little bit more about how we're making it easy and what I mean when I say I copped it? I'm not talking about I was with the cop or anything like that. What did I explain that to people, Kevin? Because that's probably alien to some people.
Yeah, so Liz has come a long way. Now she's using the streetwear lingo slang. Cop just means purchase. When we talk about sneakers, hey, I copped this. It just means I bought it, right? So how easy is it? Right now you kind of alluded to this before, but we have like a private Discord group that that's currently in beta, but it's as easy as it'll ping you when there's something in stock, right? So we have a couple of monitors, alert bots ready to go. And again, it's just gonna let's say you're watching a movie on your computer, right? You're watching a movie on your laptop, just lounging around. From the corner of your screen, and when you turn on these Discord alert notifications, it's just going to say, hey, PS5 available on Amazon. And all you have to do, click the link, go to it and purchase it. It's gonna alert you in real time right when it drops. And again, it's as easy as clicking a button. You don't have to jump in your car. You don't have to drive to Walmart. You don't have to line up at Target. You don't have to line up at Best Buy. It's gonna be as easy as literally clicking a link. Again, this information, if you're using Google Chrome, everything is pre-filled. It's a couple click of a button and you're going to be able to pre-order something as rare as a PS5, which is, again, going to be very hot come Christmas time.
Right. And I want to we talked about how you'd have to get in your car, right? Well, you don't have to get in your car. But there's actually, and I'm trying to pull up an actual text here, there are actual products that you can get in your car that will still notify you about. One of them was the Gone with the Wind CD. So the Gone with the Wind DVD was at one point selling for $10 at Walmart. And there was bins and bins full of these. And then they were reselling for about $47 on eBay. Since then, the cost has gone down. But there was also these pool filters. And I'm going to show you a screenshot that I got from this good buddy of mine, brought over a bunch of his friends to my place. And I was telling these guys about these pool filters that were going crazy. And I don't know if you can see these. You probably can't. Can you see those filters, Kevin?
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of blurry, though.
These are them. These are the pool filters. I told this guy about how pool filters were being sold for $10 and reselling for $40. And some people were doing 50, 60 sales a day. And he listened to me. He went out there. He got all those pool filters. He sent me the text and he managed to flip and make $1,000 just from one day of hunting pool filters. So if you're willing to get out there in your car and you're willing to go to places, we are alerting you of opportunities available out there locally at your Walmart. Because I know some of you might say like, Liz, I'm out at the stores, or maybe you work at Walmart. All these opportunities are available for you, even more so because a lot of people don't want to leave their house. They don't want to go out to find the pool filters. They're buying them on eBay. They're buying them on even Amazon. A lot of people resell this stuff on Amazon. So that's certainly going to be another opportunity that's available to people that join this group. So Kevin, tell me a little bit more about what you hope to accomplish with this group. And if anyone can do this, what kind of prerequisites do you need in order to be able to make this work for you?
Yeah, I think right now, just because there's shelter in place, there's so many limited job opportunities. You look at unemployment rates really through the roof right now, right? We just want to create sort of like a small group online where people can go and they can basically purchase items that we know, that we personally curate, we personally pick and say like, okay, we know this is going to sell. Just to have an easy way for people to pick up profitable items at retail, really with minimal effort, right? So that, again, like we told so many of these like situations in the past, right? Literally, you're buying something at retail that's, scarce, rare. But with this Discord group, you're going to be basically first in line every time because you're going to be alerted. And you're just literally flipping them on eBay locally and, in your neighborhood. And again, I'm telling you, there is probably nothing easier than reselling. So whether you're starting off from scratch, you're starting off with a couple $100s in your pocket, you're going to be able to build up a bankroll, over the course of a month, 2 months, 3 months. This is going to be able to get you started really very easily. It's going to get you started very quickly. And again, it's just such a simple process. You're literally buying and selling at a higher price.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's easier and it stood the test of time. And Kevin, I want to end this on a real high note. I want people to know that this is a legitimate business opportunity that you don't need a ton of money to get started, but you also don't need to study all this like tremendous amount of information. You do need to know some basics, but the reality is you're not going to get rich with this overnight. It's a very slow and steady process. It'll provide a good supplemental income. And hey, it'll probably even take the place of your primary income if you put enough time and effort, especially if you're willing to go out there to Walmart. Tell people on your very first month doing this approximately how much money you made in profit.